this is Lawrence Saxon here. Today is Saturday. You know what that means? Off on another adventure by bicycle. This time it's a conventional bicycle, as you can tell. Because I'm actually on my way to Ligny for the second time. Because this time there's going to be a multi-historical campment, and it's called Campment Multi-Epoques. It has a range from the Ancient Celts, the Ancient Romans, the Vikings, the Middle Ages, the 16th and 17th century, French Revolutionary Wars, French Empire, Second Empire, First World War, and World War II. And this is the sort of event I'm attending today. And so yeah, this is yet another epic adventure indeed. Okay, I just dismounted off my bike, as you could hear, because the reason why I've just dismounted off my bike, because look ahead, we got French soldiers of Napoleon's army, or let's say the old guard, marching the opposite direction. And so yes, here we go, the Imperial Guard are on the rise again, marching through Ligny after they defeated Blucher on their way to Waterloo. And so yes, well, off we go to Multi-Epoques. Finally, I'm hitting the road again, but except it's hitting the ravine again, especially on my bike like that. And now I'm going to find a place to park because we're at the event of Multi-Epoques. Okay, I just parked bloody with at the parking spot for the bicycles here at Ligny 1815 Museum, and so I'll be on my way to the multi-encampment. And here we are, off we go. And here we go, Multi-Epoques. This event right here. Here we have the Napoleonic French, the medieval section over there, and just over there they have a World War II encampment and a big massive flag of the French Empire. And so here we are. And look here, this shirt, Ukanos, a Lithuanian band which has a shirt featuring 5 Lithuanian warriors who fought for pagan Grand Duke of Lithuania against the Teutonic Knights and the Crusaders. That's coming from a very old album back in 2015, but of course now I'm at Multi-Epoques. It's very historical, and so that's pretty much very accurate. And look over here, we have the Celts over there as well. We have the 17th century, bonjour. Yep, the medieval section, yep, the Celts. Okay, this is the shield of the Celtic warrior. As you could see, it's pretty much very decorated. Here's the fireplace, or place du feu. Ça c'est l'armure avec le triskelion. That's an armor with the triskelion. It's very similar to the one I got right here. Okay, zoom out, camera focus. Nah, doesn't matter really. But anyway, you get the idea that you see a triskelion on one of those metalworks, you know, as part of the decoration to show the status of the warrior. And here, if you zoom in, you see the horns, you know, carved in the boar, or let's say animal figures. This is pretty much of a war horn the Celts would use whenever it comes to call a battle or communication. Here you see the golden helmet worn by the Celtic chieftains, craftsmen, boars. And there's something you wear around the neck, the golden shield. And this is the actual shield used by the ordinary Celtic warriors who couldn't afford to get better weapons. But of course, this is one of the best shields they have, especially when it comes to infantrymen, or let's say light infantrymen. And here, this is the tent where they have a mail armor, the helmet, and a sword. Again, this belonged to the chieftain. Yeah. Le mailer du temps celte. Et voilà. Encore c'est le Celt. Encampment. But here we have the French Empire, the medieval section. Oh no, this is 16th century, so pour la ville, because I just saw 1566, so Ferment de Abicresseur. This is the watchtower, this is the cart, it's the fireplace. It's the arquebuses, the gunners of the 16th century. And here you see the banner up there. Here's another encampment. It could be the cavalry. Yeah, it might have belonged to either the dragoons or the cuirassiers or whatever. Ah, this tent over there, the line of tents over there. You see this big, massive French flag. This is French Empire over there. And yes, here we are. Travel back in time throughout the ages. It's a very small equivalent as opposed to history in action, because if you're a British person watching this, you might think, this is nothing compared to history in action because it's over 2,000, or let's say 2,000 reenactors. But you might be right, but here it's almost close to that. It's about in its hundreds, but it's almost very similar. Here's the World War II section. Just forgot to mention that here in this camp, there are the Belgian revolutionaries just chilling right now, because the rest of the Belgian revolutionaries of the 1830s were marching with the Imperial Guard of Ligny, or let's say Waterloo. Here we go. A big massive French flag once again, le tricolore pour la France. Et voilà, parle un petit peu français parce que j'habite en Belgique, comment la région on parle français. But of course you'll get the idea what French really sounds like in Wallonia. And so yeah, it's almost very similar to actual French in France. Bonjour. And here we go. We have a World War II Jeep with a bicycle attached to the front, carrying bicycles. Yeah. And here there's an encampment of the Wehrmacht from 1940 to 1945, and the other Finland 1940 to 1945 as well. And here's British Army. Yep. The Belgian Army from 1914 to 1918. You could tell from the Belgian flag with its decorations. Here you see some bags over there. The nurse of the field hospital, but with the cross. Yeah. Here we have the American Army, which is the US Airborne Divisions. You could tell from the Willys Jeep. Here we go. Entering the American encampment. Soldiers shelling. Bonjour. M42 Browning. There's M42. Oh no, 19. This is the British Army equipment of World War II, which has been adopted to the Belgian Army since the Belgian Army retreated from Belgium into UK. And so by the time what remains of the Belgian Army, they have started to adapt British Army uniforms and British Army equipment and all of that. And so you can just tell there's a Bren gun, there's the training, and here's the American encampment as well. Yep, and here we go. Sukke supolo. It's originally a drink, but it can be used as some sort of Molotov cocktail. Yeah, it's for fuser pour la feu, oui.
The big black smoke.
Black smoke, yeah. Oui. Ça c'est la Panzerfaust en fer pour le soldat finnois. Yes. I'm just switching to French, switching between French and English because I'm trying to show that I can also speak French. Oui, je parle français. Yeah. Now, okay, the interesting part here is the fireplace. It's made from a petrol can used usually by the truck, but then it's been cut so that it will make a fireplace out of it, which is pretty handy, though, especially when it comes to war and survival, especially done by the survival techniques by the Finnish army, especially the Finnish army in 1944. Yeah. And here, the flag of Suomi, so keep peace. Okay, merci beaucoup, keep peace. Yeah.